a lot more careful, showing that surge awareness, making sure that that difference isn't too intimidating.
Yeah, absolutely. They knew Tiki got that 10 back-to-back search ready up, so they want to time as best as they could.
Yeah,
And
the
yeah,
power
right
of
now,
the new core state.
yeah, it looks like Vega is going a bit faster now here. Has that bigger back-to-back bonus while Tiki's a little bit behind. But I mean, they're going a good 3 PPS speed right now, but Vega's still keeping this back-to-back. Forced to break it at the top of this board, gets a huge 40 spike, but Tiki managed to downstack all of it and has a bunch of clean to work with.
I do believe that's actually the first 40 spike of the tournament, and that's just like an omen of what's to come. It's about to get crazy.
Yeah, and it does not matter because Tiki still takes the first round. I mean, that's just Tiki's abilities. They have that ability to cancel, and time everything super well here, as we can see so far with that first round here. But, I mean, Vega doesn't care. They're right now building up that pressure, was doing some ST stacking for a second, but now to just freestyle T-spinning. Well, Tiki's not in the best position, has a 0-9 board, is timing pretty well here, but was in a big surge deficit. But looks like Vega's set now, and they're back to pretty even positions.
I'm glad to see that timing is becoming like such a more important factor into Season 2, because like beforehand, it was kind of just people were just doing their own thing, just building the highest chain, but now we're going to see a lot more awareness on each and every interaction.
Yeah, it's just like the surge is such an important factor to things. You have to always be on board. Obviously, it helps. You can see the number on your board if it's high up. But again, sometimes it doesn't help enough with Vega getting that huge spike to kill Tiki.
Yeah, even with that warning of the number on your screen, you still got to do a little bit of screen watching to make sure that after pressure isn't going to be enough for you to have to worry.
Yeah, it doesn't just matter the number. It matters when they send that number. And looks like Tiki was unprepared for that. But now Tiki's the one getting that back-to-back bonus. Continue building it up right now. Vega in a pretty clean board state, just trying to downstack through it all. Tiki still has the spike. Finally forced to break out of it, gets a huge 31 spike, and Vega was not ready there. Yeah, it's just been a bunch of surge wins so far from the looks of it.
Fully utilizing this feature. You love to see it.
That's what Season 2 is for, baby.
Another thing is that we're not seeing too much like pure stall from the players because of the all spin rule set. Like you could be doing literally anything else to keep your chain in. I think that's honestly for the better.
Yeah, just because all spins don't send anything, but it still builds up that bonus. It's a really good strategy to keep yourself in a good position.
And just keep compounding that advantage.
Absolutely, and we see right now, speaking of advantage, Tiki with that huge spike, Vega not getting sent all the way up, gets the downstack, but has a lot of cheese they're dealing with right now. Looks
yeah,
like
get
they're
on
not into
as much as they can before they had to send that surge to counter.
Oh, and yeah, it looks like they couldn't get through that cheese in time. I think they just decided to pressure instead of downstacking, and it might have cost them that round.
Potentially.
Oh, that was an interesting eye spin by Vega, and now into the 4-wide.
Okay. You might be seeing some more large spikes. They do have the funnel, but they didn't have the initial trigger. Gonna see if Tiki's ready for this, even with all of that cheese.
Yeah, gets a huge 38 spike. It doesn't kill, but Tiki now dealing with a lot of cheese on their board that they need to downstack through. We'll see if Vega gets the pressure through right now. Not in a good position, and Tiki gets all the way out of it. Yeah, Vega trying to find some attack there, but was not ready with the counter to kill. And now they're back to even.
Yeah, Vega did have that J-spin dependency, but just didn't have the wall for the kick, and they just had to settle for that surge, for that 4 surge to cancel.
Yeah, it was a 4-wide was not a strategy I was expecting to see today. Maybe if it was a TEC tournament, but I mean, interesting. We'll see if they want to try it again at some point in the future. But right now, they have a lot of self-made misjobs here. Tiki's in a much better position and capitalizes on all of Vega's mistakes to get another win, slowly building up that lead.
Yeah, that score lead is starting to increase. Definitely be worried right now if I was Vega.
Yeah,
And
and
we're gonna
keep in
see them
mind,
immediately with a 5.5 start.
I mean, if that's what you need to get a wins, it's interesting to see because Tiki is the one that is seeded lower at 6, while Vega is 4th seed. And I mean, it's working for Tiki right now, but Vega gets a quick win in there. Maybe they just need to go 4.6 PPS. Through this timing, through all of this stalling stuff, let's just go as fast as possible.
I mean, after so much time, it only makes sense that you're going to want a pacing swap if you're on the downtrend here, just to catch them off guard. Because if you're used to so much timing, of course that, like, 2 extra PPS is going to be tough to just react to.
Agreed, but also we just saw the downside of that. You could just miss drop 15 times and then you're screwed in the round. And again, Tiki getting another win to keep that 3-point lead here.
Most definitely. And Tiki did have the best pieces for that T-spin, but they ended up getting that overhang list to compensate, and they're gonna maintain that back-to-back while Vega's so cheese.
Vega did have a great down stack to get out of it, but Tiki still has 18 back-to-back built up, and they're not stopping building up. They're just waiting for a big enough spike that Vega just can't down stack out of. Vega is trying to build their own back-to-back at 9 right now, but still at a huge deficit at this point. And Tiki uses that to advantage, huge spike. Vega cannot get to the well in time, and Tiki takes another point, getting that 4-point lead now.
Yeah, the thing about Surge is that you usually kill at 9 or you kill at 30, and there really isn't that much of an in-between. And Tiki seems to be choosing those 30s for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, it's been working out well so far for them. I think Vega needs to try and focus on building their own. They do have a 12 here, but it's just not enough. They have to cancel because they got sent so much. And now they're dealing with Cheese trying to get through it back to that clean well. Tiki, in the meantime, not having too much back-to-back of their own, getting spiked up massively, was not ready. They had the chance to build Surge, but just didn't take advantage of that. And then Vega takes another point, trying to close in that gap of a lead.
Yeah, we do also love to see the use of Fairy Cannon from Tiki. Also just gonna completely abandon the 4 wide. They saw... you saw them think about it and just said, nah, I saw that downside already. Not gonna repeat the mistake.
Yeah, gotta learn from the mistakes of others. And, I mean, chooses not to go for it right now. Tiki did have that nice 9 surge, broke out of it, but Vega is unfazed whatsoever, sitting at the bottom of their board, starting to build their own back-to-back chain, using that all-spin all to their advantage. Does take that small surge there. Tiki was pretty high up, had some cheese to go through, but had a nice downstack to get all the way. But speaking of downstack, we got Vega with the 29 there. Tiki misdropping the S piece at the top and not able to downstack out of that.
Well said. Vega has been playing with mostly like an opportunist playstyle, most of the time using their surges defensively, but the second they catch their advantage, you will see that speed increase and you will notice when they found their stride. And even with Tiki's timing, it is still rough to deal with on the back foot.
Yeah, having that ability to burst is so useful, and you saw them use it there. They had a bad misdrop there, managed to make a down stack. Tiki also had one on their end, so they seem to be fine in that situation. But right now we can see they are not fine and starting to use that burst, trying to get down to this clean. Not having the best down stacks, though, finally makes it down. And looks like Tiki has their own cheese to deal with, so can't pressure too much here. But Vega's still choosing to upstack a little rather than going down. Finally makes it down to the board, while Tiki is starting to build that back-to-back once again.
Another thing about just like the awareness of these players, like when the speed is this high, like there's so much opportunity for survivability, you're not really allowed to greed for kills. It is much better to just maintain the advantage that you have and just keep that neutral board state even when at a supreme advantage.
Yeah, you really have no time for anything. You have to make decisions as quickly as possible, and any mistakes, unless you play perfectly, they will be taken advantage of.
For sure. And Vega is surprisingly able to maintain their surge for just a little bit longer and send that offensively. But it's going to look tough on this down stack.
Yeah, they're still sitting at the top of the board, getting sent so much there. I think they might have missed the down stack if they placed the Z piece instead, but it did not work out for them, and Tiki taking the 2-point lead. Vega has been slowly bringing up a comeback, but they only have 4 more rounds of Tiki wins. left before they take the round, so Vega needs to keep it going if they want to catch up.
Yeah, masterful cycling on that survival, but unfortunately the Q just was not agreeing with them in that moment. And we're gonna see Tiki start to switch their playstyle a little bit, going for the mini surges, trying to get that cheese compounding, but Vega's doing a nice job at canceling that threat.
Yeah, both of them at that 4 back-to-back now, but then Tiki quickly bursts with a huge one. Vega still manages to survive that. I thought they were dead for sure. Tiki not able to get the killing blow. And now Tiki's not ready with the TP. Mish drops it over the well. And Vega takes around 1 point from tying it.
Yeah, Tiki ended up misdropping their kill and had to break Surge a little bit earlier than expected. Couldn't do that same thing about just maintaining advantage. And then that misdrop on the survival as well. It's just heartbreaking to see. But that is the kind of opportunity that Vega needs, and they did take it.
Yeah, absolutely. Amazing job with that Rin right now. But now they're struggling with misdrops. Didn't matter. They broke their Surge, got a nice 19 attack there, sending Tiki up, following it up with a 30, trying to do that PC loop in the middle of the round, but it manages to misdrop, breaking it, and Tiki, because of that, is able to survive.
Absolutely stylish sequence from Vega there, but unfortunately style points aren't real points, and they're going to have to fight a little bit harder than that if they want this round, much less the set.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're both going strong right now, fighting for everything. We can see Vega sitting at 220 APM right now, trying to send any attack they can, but it's still not enough. Tiki is still living.
Nobody at a clear advantage just yet. As I say that, Vega just finds an insane kill spike.
This is why you never call out anything. This is why commentators shouldn't commentate. They're just going to immediately curse it.
Yeah, Tiki spent a little bit too long thinking, and that was all the time that Vega needed to secure a kill.
But now Vega, misshopping that eyepiece, does manage to burst their way out of it. Tiki, in the meantime, had a nice surge there, built it up, and I don't know what happened to Vega. They just had some very nice modern art on their board, like 15 misshops from the looks of it.
Yeah, sometimes that situation happens, and you have no choice but to just explode.
Like, both of them sitting pretty high this round so far. Yeah, Vega not able to find the downside to that well, and then with Tiki now just needing 2 more points to win, Vega still not able to tie it up at this point. I don't think they've been able to tie it up once this set so far.
I think they've done it at least once. It's kind of like a rubber band moment. They keep getting there, and then Tiki pulls away just before they could actually take a lead.
Yeah. Looks like they might get a chance this round. I was going to say they had the surge ready, but then Tiki with the mid-game PC here sends them all the way up to the top. They're forced to downstack before they can actually get the kill now. Tiki does have a lot of cheese they're working with while Vega is trying to pressure here. Might be able to get the kill. Gets the perfect clear, trying to loop again. They had the PC, chose not to go for it maybe. Not too sure about that. But Tiki's still dealing with a little bit of cheese at this point. Still has the back-to-back though.
I think this is a really good example of PCs just being relegated to like a util clear now. They've lost most of their power in favor of just maintaining that back-to-back, and you're probably not going to find too many kills with them, even when your opponent is so high up in the board.
Yeah, I missed the PC sending 10s. As a PC looper myself, it was better times.
Absolutely no bias.
We must live with the world now as it is. And as it is right now, Vega with a huge burst there, still keeping that back-to-back, gets a huge spike and tops out Tiki, bringing it 1 point from tying it again for like the 4th time this set.
Yeah, only a 1 point deficit now. Tiki running out of skims. And is now just gonna do their normal efficiency as the opener, as expected. But that well wasn't agreeing with them, so that was going to break their surge.
Yeah, and Vega with their own surge ready to counter it. Tiki still managed to cancel most of it, but Vega's not done with this pressuring. They do have some cheese they need to downstack, but immediately make it through. Tiki now trying to force to downstack through this cheese as well, but they're fine. Vega not sending much pressure at all.
They're gonna find the C-spin, gonna end up doing the boomerang type TST clears. You'll love to see those.
Yeah, getting the C-spin by using an all-spin to get it is certainly a strategy I wasn't expecting to see pre-season 2, but if it works right now, and we can see the back-to-back bonus from that. Tiki getting a huge spike to counter it, and Vega wasn't ready to get a clear. I don't think they had a clear on the board. They could have canceled if they weren't able to. And with that Tiki at match point now, Vega in the hot seat needs to win 3 in a row if they want to be able to move on here.
Yeah, you love it when the wells align, and they just took that opportunity the moment Vega had a compromised board state, and they're gonna need to look for that again if they want to win this, but Vega has been shown to be able to find these comebacks and find these opportunities as well.
Yeah, it's definitely not over, folks, but again, just one slip-up could be the difference between Vega getting another round in or getting knocked out of the bracket. They do send a huge spike. Tiki is sitting at the top, but still not enough to kill. They do need to try and find a downstack, not able to find one in time. Vega still lives, still has an opportunity to bring it up and bring it back.
When the speed of play is so high, the volatility is just pushed to its absolute limit, and when that happens, it only takes one wrong guess to get owned.
Vega had the PC, was going to try looping, but then misdropped again with this PC loop, not able to pull it off. Looks like Tiki is fine on the other end. Does have a little bit cheese there on the board, but shouldn't be a problem as Vega's not ready to pressure.
No, they aren't, but we are going to enter a neutral board state from both players. Vega struggling to get that J piece to kick back up, but they are going to find it in time and continue building their back-to-back.
Yeah, has a pretty clean board state with this back-to-back. Tiki dealing with a lot more garbage on the board, does send a huge spike. Vega now sitting at the top. Misdrops that J piece or that L piece in the combo there, breaks out of it, not able to get that nice spike. It could have been enough to kill, but now they make it back down, and it's again even.
I'd also like to comment on the masterful resource management from Tiki here, just making sure they always have at least a little bit of clean on their board just in case they need to find that Cascade downstack.
Yeah, that's the type of things you might see from CZ with timing, making their board always has an attack ready. It may not matter, though, because they have a lot of cheese right now, and Vega is dealing with so much clean and has that nice garbage well right here. Tiki just forced it in the downstack position right now while Vega is starting to build up this back-to-back.
Yeah, Tiki had a really nice downstack there, but that misdrop's going to compromise their board state a lot. They're going to need to burst really hard to access these wells, but now they're not that far behind in the surge deficit. Both surges come out, and Vega is going to secure that kill.
Yeah, with that, we're now at tiebreaker. I told you it wasn't over, folks. Vega can bring it back, and now we're about to see if this momentum is enough to steal it from Tiki.
Yeah, Vega is trying to snap the rubber band-like movement here. And they almost had it, but once again, Tiki's resource management...
Oh, it might not be enough. It is not. They're not able to get to the downstack in time. And Vega gets the... I mean, originally it wasn't an upset based on the seeding, but it was at the end of the set, and they still brought it back. Amazing performance.